Hey everyone, Sam here from the Diamond Elytra, and today we're going to be doing something quite different.
Very different. Okay, so
which I probably might not do in the future again. So this is an exclusive video.
You know, half the videos you do are really good.
So what we're basically doing is like a British English versus American English. So NeptuneSTAR was born in America.
And lived there for like 10 years.
10?
10.
10?
10.
10?
10.
Okay. And I was born in India. So in India, most people speak 70% British English and 30% American English.
So I've mostly grown up with complete American English. And even though I've been in India for a while, I'm still complete American. Most of the time American English.
What is this?
I do not know. So, but he was in India, so he has a little more, Britishness. And he likes British YouTubers, so I guess this is it.
Like Dan Kedia.
Okay, guys, so we're watching someone else's video, like the random videos that show British versus English thing. So don't show that part of it. So, we're gonna look through that, and just in case we find something weird, we're gonna show you guys. So, anyways, let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first one is, since I'm American, the bathtub that you take bath in with like bubbles and stuff. What would you call it?
I call it just bath.
But I call it bathtub. So American versus English. Let's go.
There you go.
Next one, the thing you throw your trash into, the trash can.
Dustbin.
Dustbin.
Dustbin. It's full of dust.
No, it's not. You put trash in it, not dust.
But
I would have worked with garbage bin, but dustbin. No.
Yeah, why not?
Things I hear here. Anyways, in India.
Okay, wow.
So, the thing the faucet you open to wash your hands.
Tap.
I do admit I say tap more than faucet, okay? I do admit I use the British version, but the American version is faucet, and I've heard a lot of my friends back in America actually use the word faucet instead of tap, but I personally, since even my family uses the word tap, I guess that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I use British for that one. Okay, the next one is when you take a bowl of popcorn and you go over to the movies.
Even I call it the movies usually, but sometimes I say the cinema.
Because but in my family, again, we say cinema, but then again, I say movies. So, American, the movies, British,
the cinema.
But, again, I agreed on the tap, he agreed on the movies.
Yeah.
Let's go. These ones, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's a building and
Look, there's a ground floor, and then on top of that, there's the first floor.
No,
so I call it the first floor, which is British English.
But I say second floor,
because the ground floor is counted as the first floor.
Where you open the door, that's the first floor. There's nothing called the ground floor. There would be like cellar, not cellar. That's British.
Cellar.
Cellar sounds British. The
basement.
The basement area where you park your car and everything, that would be like the basement. There's no ground floor. It would just be first floor is when you open the door, you get in. Then second floor. That's American. That's what I use.
So for British English, there's the cellar, then the ground floor, then the first floor, or then second or non-floor, or like there's another one, and then there's the attic on top.
Attic.
Yeah.
Okay. So next, at your house, you go out into your
garden.
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 What if it's not a garden? Look, I say backyard or just your yard, okay? What is garden? What if there's no garden there? What if it's just weeds?
Then it's like barren land or something. I don't know.
It's not backyard?
I think I might call it yard then. Yard or backyard.
American wins! Let's go. Anyways, that was good. Next one. You rent an apartment.
Flat.
Not a flat.
Yes, it is a flat.
Your house has walls, therefore it's not flat.
What?
You call it a flat, but your house has walls, so how is it a flat?
Oh, you mean like flat?
Yes.
It's called a flat. It's not like, it's like a homophone or synonym. Not synonym. Homophone, yeah.
Apartment makes sense. A part of an entire building. That makes sense. What's the flat?
Oh, apartment?
No,
that doesn't mean
a part that stands for the entire building, a part of it.
But flat is like just this area inside your house that's called flat.
But what, you gonna kill the walls or what?
It's not literally flat. It's a homophone.
Next, you don't want to climb upstairs. What do you use? The elevator.
The lift.
The lift.
It lifts you up. Why do you call it the elevator?
Because it elevates you.
It lifts you.
Oh my God, that's just.
What if it's going down? Okay, it still doesn't lift you.
It elevates you
It
down.
still doesn't elevate.
Elevator.
Okay.
American elevator, lift British. Next, you go. If you want something to be done in your hotel, you go to the
Reception.
front desk.
Reception.
Front desk.
Reception.
Front desk.
Reception.
It's the desk in the front where you can talk to people. It's the front desk.
Reception. You go to talk to the receptionist. So it's a reception.
A front desk is. Whatever the person may be called, it's at the front desk.
Why? It's not. It might not be literally in the front of the compound.
What does reception even mean? Like you recepting something?
Yeah, why not?
You're going to the person. You're not recepting. What?
Okay, this is messed up.
Yeah, no. Next, you want to go to an area where you can get candy. So you go to the candy store
Or sweet shop.
Sweet shop.
Yeah.
Candy are sweet. They're not sweet. What the hell?
Candy is sweet.
Candy is sweet, but the candy is not called sweet.
Yeah, they are called sweets.
Sweets.
Any food item that's sweet is called sweet.
Okay, that's just messed. No.
Yes.
No. Just no. No.
Of course it is.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so look. You get a Snickers bar, you call that a sweet?
No, that's chocolate.
A gummy bear, that's a sweet?
Yeah, why not?
Nah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, do you say sweet or candy more?
Mostly I say candy, but it is called a sweet.
Next, it's dark. The current outage went out, and
you need a source of light, so you turn on the torch.
the flashlight.
Torch.
What's a torch? Please explain. How does that even make sense?
In the ancient times, they used to carry a torch around with a flame.
Yeah,
that's
so.
It's just like a derivative from that, so it's a torch.
But then, if you're gonna make sense and actually call it what it is, it's flashing the light. So it's a flashlight.
No, you don't flash the light. You just keep it on.
When you turn it on, it starts flashing.
It doesn't start flashing.
Not
it just
flashing
turns
like
on.
turn on and turn off. Okay.
That is flashing.
No, you turn it on and it flashes. I could kind of agree on your point. I mean, but then you have to be smart and change the words once you're technology.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could call it flashlight sometimes, but I usually call it torch.
Next on, you have a good day coming on and you have like a presentation.
So you go and take good clothes from the wardrobe.
No, from your closet.
Wardrobe.
Closet.
Wardrobe.
What do you say more? Just
I mean, I usually say cupboard, but
you're just out of the blue. Get out of here. But anyways, do you say you find yourself saying closet or wardrobe more?
I mostly say cupboard. I usually don't say either of them, but I would say wardrobe more.
What?
Yes.
Oh my! No, we're just getting over it. Next, when you have to go to the restroom.
Toilet.
That sounds so disgusting. You get disgusting images when you say toilet.
You don't rest in that room.
When you're... Okay, this is getting weird. It doesn't matter. You rest. Let's just get on with it.
No, you don't rest.
You do. Do you toilet? Do you toilet? But anyways, do you toilet? No, right?
No.
Exactly.
But you don't rest either. You don't rest room.
Shut up. Wait, what was I supposed to say? You don't toy? Because you cut restroom in half. I say cut restroom in half and just say rest. You say toilet and not toy. Yeah. Do you toy in the...
Okay, fine.
Next, let's just continue. So next, you're going to a supermarket and you get your shopping cart, so you can go get food.
I actually usually say shopping cart, but
The British version...
times I say trolley.
It's a trolley in British. It's a shopping cart. It sounds a little better. Kind of.
Mostly.
Next, you wash your hands in that little area where water falls and goes down to the sewer
It's
thing.
called the wash basin.
Wash basin.
I mean, in British English it is. I usually say sink, which is
Even me,
American
sink.
English.
Let's go. I guess I'm happy we get agreement. You have a new baby and you obviously can't walk. So What do you use?
I mean, you can walk, but the baby can't. But
Yeah.
continue.
But so, what would you use to push it around? Obviously, you're taking a stroll, and it would be a stroller.
Yeah.
Stroller.
I also usually say stroller again. I haven't even heard of the word pushchair.
Yeah,
Push
it's British. It's like native British kind of thing. If you go to any British person, they'll probably say pushchair, or just like some people say pram. Actually, P-R-A-M.
I guess that's Indian English. I'm not
No,
sure.
it's not. It's not. It's like really native British English. They say pram.
Sometimes when I was younger, I used to say pram.
That's plain on British. So,
But now
anyways,
I say
since I was tiny, even my family, everybody uses stroller. Nobody says pram. That's
or pushchair. I've never heard push.
okay. So now you write a test and you get B+, which is a grade.
Yeah, I call it grade as well. But you know what? People write like 95 out of 100. I call those marks.
Even I call those marks.
Yeah.
But in British, you call like B+ a mark.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know what you call. Next, there's people who teach you, and they are called
the school staff.
I admit it. I say staff more. I barely ever say faculty. Faculty sounds way too like fancy. I say the academic staff. So
Yeah.
I agree on British there. Next,
So-
you have summer break of school, and you take a vacation.
Yeah, even I usually say vacation.
But in British,
But in British English, it's called holiday.
and so like I'm going to the Philippines for a holiday. But
It's sometimes like Saturday and Sunday. I call those holidays.
yeah.
But
same.
when I'm going like out of station, I call that a vacation.
Next,
So there's the person who heads the school, and he is called the
principal, and we all say principal. He says principal. Do you say
I
principal?
say principal.
But in British, it's headmaster. I mean,
Headmaster.
that makes sense. I mean, that word actually makes more sense because they're
Yeah.
the head of. Next, anyways,
So
you.
your parents are going to meet your teachers.
So your school has an open house.
Yeah, even I say open house. I didn't even know that the British called it open day.
Open day. What, like, the day is really open. I don't know what else. You've had a long, I guess a little bit of studies, and you want to go for recess.
Break time.
Break time.
I usually say
Let's just
short.
break time in half.
I usually just say break, but not break time.
I say recess because it sounds more dignified.
Yeah, I guess. But break time makes more sense.
Yeah, I agree with that, but then again. Next, we make a mistake when
While
we're
writing
writing,
with a pencil.
and you use an eraser.
Yeah, even I say eraser. I don't say rubber because it sounds weird.
Next, we go to the teachers if we get in trouble, and that area is called,
The staff room.
I say staff room. Apparently, it's called the teacher's lounge.
Lounge.
Lounge. I mean, they're not just like kind of staying there. Just actually like
Lounge is supposed to be an extremely comfortable
exactly.
area.
Most teachers, staff rooms are not very like.
Comfortable. At least here, anyway. I'm not sure about America.
Next, this.
So, at the end of the sentence, you put a full stop. At least that's what British people say.
Even in India, nobody says period. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have friends in India that don't even know what a period is.
Yeah.
And I just feel kind of sad because main areas actually use period. Main places actually use periods instead of saying full stops. I mean, I guess full stops actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's a full stop.
But what if you're writing a paragraph? Then it's not a full stop. It's like a...
Completely full stop. Yeah.
No, like in the middle of a sentence, then it's not a full stop. It's like a...
Stop.
Yeah.
I do not.
So, it's
I
not
know
exactly a
because
full stop.
Nobody calls it a stop. Next, when you want, you don't know which class to go to, they give
So-
you a.
Timetable.
I even say timetable. I'm
Yeah.
not. I say timetable, but I do feel after I came to India is when I started calling it timetable.
Yeah.
When I was in US, I used to call it a schedule. What's your schedule for today? But
that was schedule.
no, it's not schedule. It's schedule.
Oh.
Whew,
Ow. Ow. Ow.
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
PLIMSOLLS. Oh my god. What's a PLIMSOLLS? Next.
Guys, You saw her reaction when you first saw that.
PLIMSOLS! Let's go PLIMSOLS! I'm wearing
When you put on some shoes,
That's disgusting. Don't.
pull my foot again. Remember when that happened?
Yeah. You went flying. Anyways, we both say gym shoes. Or just shoes.
Usually I just say shoes, but apparently in British English it's called PLIMSOLS. PLIMSOLS. So if you guys did enjoy this random video, please do consider liking. And if you really do like it, we may make more of these, not necessarily British versus American.
Just like language differences. Or some consultant differences.
Yeah. So we might make it a little funnier, like in role plays and stuff. We might do that.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So if you did enjoy this video, please do consider liking. And if you're new to our channel, please do consider subscribing to join Team TDE. And until then, goodbye! Ah!